Okay, scene 4, slate 11, take 2.
Okay, Morgan.
Here we go. Let's mark it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready?
We got slate. We got slate.
Okay, go. Go, roll. The train's coming now.
I'm very, very wide, Jan.
Okay, go, go. Ready?
Back.
Scene 14, slate 55, take 1, Maki.
Well, you know, the idea for Little One came when I was watching TV once, and I saw this interview with this little girl, and her face was so badly damaged in her attack that they couldn't actually film her. And I thought, this is just terrifying. I mean, that other human beings can do this to this tiny little thing, you know, this little thing, you know, and I just thought, you know, this is what we should be making films about in this country.
You're still here?
Yes. How is she, doctor?
Oh, she's still in theatre, I'm afraid.
But it has been 7 hours already.
The injuries were very severe. She's lucky to be alive.
The movie was conceived by Darryl Rudd, who saw a very tragic story of a little girl that was abused, and out of that he created a story that the audiences will see that is more than just a story of abuse, but a story of hope and love.
Most South Africans would relate to my character because she's such a real woman. She's there. I've seen her somewhere. I've met her on the street. I've said hello to her, even though I didn't know that it was her.
Well, Lindiwe is a complete find. I mean, she's just an astonishing human being. This woman is this story personified. This is about a woman right on the bottom of life, you know? Her face, just to film her face, it's got so many features to it.
For me, I'm just like blown away, you know, I always say to her, like, I don't feel like she's acting. She's definitely acting, but what I mean by that is that she's bringing so much truth.
A couple of years ago, Darryl Rudd and Christian Benetto was involved in a movie called Winnie, starring Jennifer Hudson and Terrence Howard. And Lindiwe was one of the supporting characters. And I remember Christian saying from the moment that we were to do the movie that there's only one person for the role, and that's Lindiwe. She actually pulled off the role magnificently.
The trickiest part in making this film, of course, it's called Little One. It's about a little 6-year-old girl that gets raped. How do you cast that little 6-year-old girl? So my idea was to ask Lindiwe who she would recommend to come play this role. And she recommended, weirdly, her neighbor's child. And I thought, what an amazing idea, because here she knows someone, because this is such a little delicate, vulnerable story that unless that relationship between the woman and the little girl is going to work, we're in serious trouble. And oh my goodness, the beauty, the finer, the nuances, the delicateness between these two is extraordinary to watch. I just watch this stuff every day with Trevor, and I sit there behind the camera, and I'm constantly amazed at what these two are bringing to life.
Yeah, time to people.
Yeah.
Can fella sis. Okay, in I guess it's in.
We tapped into, I think, the most extraordinary cast. Every single role has been absolutely spot on.
Darryl who? No, Darryl, I've worked with Darryl. We've done a few movies together, and I've known him longer than anybody in the industry, actually. Almost 3 decades.
And we're in action. And glance at her. That's good, cut. I think we got it, eh?
Yeah.
Fantastic, actually.
I don't really like the way he works. He's always telling me what to do, you know, move here, be emotional, stuff like that.
Just try and do this. Try and do this. Kind of thing, here we go. And we're in thinking about this poor little kid, action.
No, I have fun working with Darryl. My wife says I kind of light up every time I have to go work with Darryl, so it's always a pleasure working with him. So yeah, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Can we take that over?
Yeah, of course. We're still rolling.
Okay. This is my first time on a set, like from the beginning till the end of it. It's my first time experience, but he's just made it so amazing for me. Like, I don't know where to start. Like, really? It's been amazing. It makes us laugh all the time. I think that's another way of making us feel at ease and make us feel comfortable into doing this and knowing that he is there in the mode that he's in every day. I haven't seen his other side really. Can he be angry?
Scene 29, split 386, take 2.
Drop it up. Mark it. Thanks, Lark. Here we go. Well, thank you very much to this beautiful little girl, and we can get you out of this bandage now. Yay! Say I'm free! Free! Yeah! I don't. Got it.
Working with Daryl Ruett, nobody ever actually works with Daryl Ruett. You play. It's not like coming to work. It's like coming to a place where there's a lot of fun and creativity happening, and you play these games, which are similar to when you were a kid. You used to play role-play games, and you have a great time for a day. You go home and you get paid. He's got a lovely feel for actors. He's got a lovely sense of allowing the actors to be themselves, and he's not precious about how any particular line should be said. A lot of directors make a movie happen. Daryl allows a movie to happen.
Well, it's quite a complex message, but ultimately what I wanted to do was I wanted that to be the backstory to a story about how this down-and-out woman finds this little child and leads on her road to recovery. So therefore, it's all about the human spirit and how someone with nothing can give so much to, this little girl that she finds and bring her life back to her, in other words.
I think people should overlook the pain that's in it and look forward to the hope that is there, because every mother, every woman, every sister, every brother, we all have hope that these things may come to an end, even if we don't know when they would come to an end, because they keep happening day in, day out. And I just feel it's so relevant to South Africa today, the story, because then people can reflect on themselves and really see what we do to our own children. Yes,
people should watch this because this could happen to anybody. This is stuff that we read about in the papers. But we're bringing it to the screen because people tend to discard the papers because it's not really happening to them. It's another way to let the emotion linger, to let the police be serious about their jobs, to tell a story that most people don't want to tell. You can't fix something unless you identify the problem. So this is an issue.
Okay.
Yeah. Ufuna.
Detective Morena.
Brad. Visit.
Oh, can you phone her up? Yini manje?
Detective, indodana yami nabangani bakhe bathole lokhu eduze kwala sithole khona intombazana.
How? Here we have a little child who's been disfigured, been severely injured, and yet by the end of it, she's a happy little child, the way children should be, in spite of all the nonsense. And it's about hope. That's the message, hope.
Scene 59, slate 282, take 4. Margaret.
We shot a scene where she needed to be teased by the other kids. And then after that, there was another scene that we needed to shoot, and the kids that were teasing her in the previous scene were in that scene again. And she just kept crying, and she didn't want to do the scene, and we didn't understand what was wrong and why, she wouldn't do it. And eventually she said she didn't want to have the other kids around her. Hey, go back to your beds. Go back to your beds. When we make movies, it's so easy just to forget how people get affected by the things that are actually happening in the scenes and how much actually hits home. So to see how she was affected just by something that small, for me, that's something that stood out. And it also just showed me that this is a story that could speak to people in a truthful way. That even that child in that moment, we were acting, it was a playful thing, it wasn't real. There were lights, there were cameras, but it affected her, So if it could touch her like that, I'm very excited to see how it would touch an audience watching the movie. It's about just stepping out and how we can all play a role in each other's lives just to make it better, you know. Every little situation, we all fit in. It's all a piece of a puzzle. It's a simple story, simple people, but just doing extraordinary things.
I think this movie has got such a powerful emotional connection that, you know, audiences that will watch it will embrace it. That was tough. I mean, we were up against 71 countries. So, you know, the front runners were countries like France, Germany, Austria. They had far bigger production budgets, far bigger marketing budgets. They had big US companies behind them. So it was just us and a couple of guys, and you know, some friendly faces from America that really fought that battle, and the feedback we got was absolutely awesome.
Yo, esibhedlela. Taxi! Taxi! Oh! Mafuna imoto! Doctor.
What happened to her?
I don't know, I find her.
Are you her mother?
No, I tell you, I find her. Oh, yini myeni wami. La mntana wonzakele, udlunguliwe. Impilo yomuntu isindizeleza. Bekulaphayana.
Beka le gas.
Manje kuzowenzakalani? Ngena.
Angumntakho lo.
Oh, kodwa ngumntana womuntu nje na.
Myeka wengwina, myeke!
Ngifuna ukukuthanda, ngikuvikele, ngikunakekele.
Unfortunately, you just don't qualify.
Mama, siyaphi?
Sekhaya nami.
Sisi!
Ababonanga next. Simosha isikhathi la.
Senibabambile. Ngiyathandazwa.
Wow.